Hi, I'm Jim the Bike Guy, and I thought it would be an interesting exercise to give you a little walk round of my workshop and show you what I've got, how I do things, and how the place looks. Let's go. So we'll take a quick look around on the inside. We've got a wall full of tools, and we'll come back to those in a minute. There's a compressor, and as you can see, lots of tool cabinets. A work stand. And over here we've got storage for items for sale, as well as an ultrasonic degreasing machine there. Now on the wall that we can see that we have bikes which are hanging up completed, as well as to the right one which is awaiting service, along with some cables which I've hung there to keep them straight. Also that tells me that I know they're going to be used up. We can see that we've got the big double glass doors to the front, and Roxy the workshop dog. You can see that I've spent some time cleaning and tidying today because the floors are nice and shiny and still wet. Okay, let's have a look in some of these cupboards. So if we open this, what we've got is lots and lots and lots of different cable inners. Road brake cable, mountain brake cable, lots of those just there. And then to the right, hidden in the gap, we've got cable outers, gear cable and brake cable. In the drawer here, lots and lots and lots of spares, small items, nuts and bolts and washers. And you can see in this storage here that we keep lots and lots and lots of specific small parts, spacers, headset spacers, headset washers, pins for brake calipers, barrel adjusters, lots and lots and lots of small items which are incredibly useful to call on when necessary. In the drawers to the left we have a store here of hydraulic brake pads for lots of different braking systems, and rim brake pads including V-brake, road brake. Okay, moving on. In this drawer here we've got a stock of chains, 12s, 11s, 10s, 9s and 8s. And then at the back we can see we've got lots of cleaning products and lubricants. In here we've got cable end ferrules, end caps for gear and end caps for brake, as well as a digital vernier caliper, which is incredibly useful when you are measuring headset bearing sizes, for example, inners and outers. And over here we've got a torque wrench, which is essential when you are clamping up, for example, a carbon seat post. Okay, on the wall, lots of different areas. Over there we can see we've got a collection of combination spanners. This area here is all bottom bracket. Lots and lots and lots of different tools for pressing in and removing different types of bottom brackets. A spirit level, which is surprisingly useful, and lots and lots and lots of smaller items on this magnetic rail just here, including some Di2 forks, other bottom bracket tools, square taper extractor for example, various screwdrivers and picks. And then we have the hydraulic hose cutter and olive barb driver there, barb driver, as well as an internal cable routing tool. I only keep that one out because it's pretty much the only one that's ever any use. Up here we've got a derailleur hanger alignment tool, and then 2 lots of hex keys, the posh expensive type, and then the more regularly used ones which you resort to. Again, a magnetic rail with lots of different tools, again picks, that's the more used one of the 2. And then we have cassette pliers and lock ring tool. Here we have a pad spreader for hydraulic discs and a pedal wrench, a workshop hammer, chain wear tools, and lots of different pliers. And then there and there are the tools that we use for cutting. So whether it's seat posts or stems or bars or anything like that. Actually not stems, we don't cut stems down, apologies. Primarily for steerer tubes is what I meant to say, and things like that. So we use these cutting guides, and then we have different blades. So we've got a metal blade in there at the minute, but there is a carbon blade up here behind the rasp there. Okay, moving on. Over here we've got the hidden store, which is full of all kinds of bits and bobs, wheels and tyres and things like that. And then moving on, we've got a stock of most used spares, so Oxford pedals, set of grips, lots of bar tape because that gets used. Jim the Bike Guy bottles there, everybody that gets a service gets a bottle. And then over here we've got my certification, which actually goes up to level 3. I just haven't printed 3 yet. And then we have the cleaning machine along with some compound. And this basically works a little bit like a timer oven. Parts go inside, we switch it on, and it runs ultrasonic vibrations through the parts. Okay, down here in this white cabinet, I keep a store of older second-hand parts for emergencies. Lots of things in there, like brake rotors and stems and seat posts, lots of older cassettes, things like that, all of which are not for sale, but they are there in case of emergency. And then on the wall here on the hook, let's count what we've got. Giant TCR advanced disc, a TCX there hanging up, a Boardman gravel bike, and then actually another TCX, lots of giants in this week. And then at the end there is a Revolt Carbon hanging up, which is awaiting its service. That's here in advance, but will be booked in next week. Down on the floor, we've got a small radiator and a fan. Now that's really important because every service I do, the bike gets washed, and occasionally the weather won't be good enough outside like now, so we tend to bring them inside, we put the heating on and we turn the fan on to make sure that the bike is dried thoroughly. Okay, the centre of the room is this work stand, so we can see below that we've got a bucket for waste, rubbish, and we've also got a bucket of shop rags for cleaning and wiping. A little tray here, 3 different types of tape for when we're taping bars and things like that, and I keep those 2 tools there for when I am removing a Holotech 2 crank and I need them at hand, because the star nut in the end of a Holotech crank is always on this side of the bike and it's about here, so there's absolutely no point me putting those tools over there on that wall. This is the business end of the work stand. As you can see, it's a big hefty thing with a big iron base on it. The bike gets clamped in that, and I stand here with the tools behind me and work on the bike. And down here we've got the Bambi compressor, because clearly I pump up a lot of tyres in a given week, so I use an air gun and compressor to manage that. Underneath the desk there and the benches, we've got a store of additional cables, larger tools, socket set, a tray full of inner tubes of different sizes. And then in the corner, there's a travel hard case for when I do events outside of the workshop and I need to take essential tools with me. That's foam lined We've also got a mobile workstand there on the shelf. And as you can see at the back, you've got my uniform there, which I wear when I'm in the workshop. And finally, we've got the phone and the notepad. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed this.